What's happening, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about all things habits. It's the very foundation of why we do what we do as people. And the more information you guys can get from me today, the more beneficial it's going to be. So I want to give as much value as I possibly can. Now, a lot of people will say I've failed at something, but really, it might be that you've just not got the right strategy yet. So I hear it all the time with the people that I've coached in the past. I've tried everything to lose weight. I've tried everything to stop drinking alcohol. I've tried everything to insert whatever goal it is that they're trying to attain. In reality, they've probably done the same technique over and over and over again, and it just hasn't fucking worked. So we have to really bring it back to the absolute basics here. And the basics really come from habit formation. And there's an old expression which I love, which is you are what you repeatedly do. And there's three theories around this with habits, and some of them are from the James Clear book, and there's one which is from The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Now, there's habit tracking, there's habit hacking, and there's habit stacking. So habit tracking is from the Darren Hardy book. If you can spend, 15 minutes at the end of each day, just over the course of a week, and putting down a huge breakdown of exactly what you've done throughout the course of the day, you'll start to realize you're not so blind spots. You'll start to realize the things that are really holding you back in quite a negative way. So that could be scrolling. It could be spending time with people that don't align with you anymore. It could be eating junk food. It could be watching Netflix, whatever. But get it all down and track what it is that you're doing or not doing, as opposed to just wondering, why am I not seeing results? This will tell you why you're not seeing results. Then you want to go into the habit, I think I said stacking next. We'll go with it anyway. Habit stacking is basically something that you're already doing. So you're adding something healthy onto what you've already done. So let's imagine that you're out doing a morning walk now. Why don't you listen to a podcast when you're looking to, go to the gym, start working out? It could be that you download a new audio book. So you're already doing something healthy, and then you are stacking something else on top of it. Really, really useful. Then there's habit hacking, which is you're currently doing a habit which you don't really like, and you want to change it desperately. So you have to hack what you're currently doing, because the brain does not like change. People often say to me that I'm just in the comfort zone. There's nothing comfortable about feeling like shit, but what's really happening is you're probably in the familiar zone. You're just familiar with feeling like shit, but it's not comfortable. There's a huge fucking difference. So if instead we can look at going, right, well, where am I not so blind spots? I'm drinking too much beer. Right, how do I hack that habit then? Well, when you go to the shop next time on the way home from work, you simply buy alcohol-free alternatives. That's how you do it. Because when you get in from work after a hard week, you put your jacket down, you put your bag down, you kiss your partner, say hello to the kids, sit on the sofa, and you maybe go to the fridge, crack open a cold one, go on the sofa, and then Netflix comes on, boom, boom, and you feel good. Then you have a beer, and you go, now I can relax. But I don't want to get too technical here, but it takes around 5 to 6 minutes for your brain to actually register that it's consuming alcohol. So the likelihood of this actually being the reason that's helping you de-stress is probably the placebo effect that it's giving you. So if you remove the alcohol, beers, and replace it with alcohol-free beers, the difference is actually quite shocking because it's the same exact feeling. I've been nearly 5 years without alcohol now, and when I go on holiday and the sun's shining and you're on the sun lounger, your feet are in the sand, and someone passes you a cold beer, it tastes just as good as what it did before, but I don't wake up feeling like shit the next day. I'm fully present with people when I'm away on holiday with them. Massive difference. So a few things you also need to consider, like added bonuses here, I guess, are cues, habit cues. Now, we're talking optimal. Like if this was a perfect air quote routine for me, actually scrap the word routine. Don't like the word routine. When I think of the word routine, I think of dance routine or Strictly Come Dancing or something like that. And it has to be perfectly in sync. That's just not the case with general day-to-day life. Instead, I like to focus on non-negotiables. So an absolute non-negotiable for me is to have my phone outside of my bedroom. It's on charge just outside. I put on a loud alarm that wakes me up because I'm quite a light sleeper. But I've also got a Lumi light. The Lumi light is a really nice, relaxing way to wake up. It costs about £100. But the Lumi light, the lights slowly come on and the bird starts singing. It's a much nicer way to wake up rather than doing your fucking head in. So if you have your phone out the room, but then you put your gym gear next to your phone, then also what you want to do is get your bottle of water, put it next to a glass of water, and put it next to your toothbrush. Okay? So this is what I tend to do. And I'll talk you through the rest of it in a minute. So alarm goes off. I'll turn that off. I'll get changed into my gym gear. Then I'll go brush my teeth. Then I'll drink a pint of water. Optimal would be to put electrolytes in it because then straight away you feel more hydrated and more alert as soon as you wake up. Then I'll go downstairs. My journal's already out. My Daily Stoic book is already out. So I'll read a page of the Daily Stoic, then I'll journal how I'm feeling. I'll typically grab a protein bar or a banana, something quite easy, then I'll go to the gym. On the way to the gym, I'm listening to either a podcast or an audiobook. So already I've drank half a litre of water. I've had a healthy snack/breakfast. I've practiced gratitude in my journal. I've read a page of a self-development book and I'm on the audiobook. And this isn't a case of, oh, you're painting a life that, it just doesn't exist. It does. They're all really simple things. And it's like anything though, the simplicity is in the complexity, meaning that when you first begin, it's going to feel really fucking difficult. But repetition is the mother of skill when you're using the right technique. This is the right technique. So if you do it over and over again, you'll feel better, right? Pretty simple. So after I've done that, I'll then do my workout. I'll obviously consume more water and then I'll go to the steam room, spa, sauna, whatever you need to do. Just adapt it accordingly. That's like optimal for me. But the point being, going back to the original thing, is habit cue. Set yourself up for success, whatever that looks like. If it might be that you're already drinking water, you're already eating healthily, and you're already exercising, maybe you want to add some gratitude on there. When you're practicing gratitude, though, make sure that you're choosing 3 to 4 different things every day, but don't overcomplicate it. Too many people do this. They say, I'm grateful for my partner, for my dog, and for my kids. And they do that on repeat. By day 3 or day 4, it starts to lose some of its meaning. So why do you get a bit more specific? I'm really grateful for the way my daughter laughs. I'm really grateful for the way that my dog rolls over on his back for his tummy doing. I'm really grateful for the meal that my partner cooked for me last night. I'm grateful for this hot cup of coffee. If you can find gratitude in a cup of coffee, you will be rich, regardless of where you're at in your financial status, etc. So that's a little bit about habits, but remember, you are what you repeatedly do. So you have to make sure the excellence that you're aspiring to is just part of your day. This isn't something that you're actively trying to do. It just becomes part of who you are. But that takes time and it takes repetition. So you want to make sure the path to least resistance is there. Start really fucking small. I know that you've heard this a million times before, but it needs to be accessible. It needs to be something that you can just nail and stick to for a 30 to 60 day period of time. Then eventually it'll just become part of your day. Hope that was helpful. See you on the next one.